Hear me out, you guys. What's sad to me and revealing, and my brothers are actually the ones that have brought this to my attention, right? But what's sad and revealing to me is the fact that when it comes to a lot of the modern women, and I hate to do this, but I have to, in America, why is it that there are not men from all over the world, from different countries, the whole nine, coming here to pursue us on a very serious level or at all, right? I'm not even hearing about men traveling to America to hit and quit. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that reveals the fact that when it comes to a lot of us right here in America, we are not ideal women to be with. We are not wifey material, if you will.
The story, new passport bros hashtag causes outrage amongst American women of color. While I am waiting for passport bros to go more and more mainstream, like basically I'll know passport bros is mainstream when I see it on the lamestream media such as MSNBC or CNN or even Fox News, or when I see them talking about it on The View, like with Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and them. That's when I'll know passport bros is really, really mainstream. Right now, it's still not exactly mainstream. Like, it's just, I want to hear it on, like, when I go to sleep at night and I'm watching, like, television, I want to see, like, commercials coming on, like, oh, the passport bros are doing this. Like, I want to see those kind of commercials. Yeah, news at 11, that's what I'm waiting for. And it's coming. It's coming. So until I get what I want, I'm going to have to read about passport bros from these lesser journalists, quote unquote journalists, like this one. Shine My Crown. Apparently, all of these women think, I don't know how they got this idea. They're all queens. They're queens with a K, Kweens. They're all queens. They're all empresses. Every boss babes and empresses and this, that, and other. Well, if that was true, then I would hope that you pay back your student loans so that you're not holding 2/3 of the available student loans out of the almost $8 trillion worth of student loans. Since women hold 2/3 of that, I would also hope that you would stop getting evicted, stop ending up in shelters, maybe, and also stop losing your houses so that this way you don't have to come to me and my office and ask me, how can you avoid eviction? Do you know, I hate to brag about it and I hate to talk about them because I can't mention them because they're clients. But do you know how many women I've had to deal with recently with rent instability? A lot. And one of them right now, recently divorced, looking for a rental that's, what was it, like $2,800. And I was like, listen, I don't think that you can afford this based on what I see of your records and everything. And the thing about it is, she wanted a 2-bedroom, but she can only really afford the 1-bedroom, but she only can use that temporarily. And I'm like, it's like, maybe what you should have done was you should have tried to work things out with your hubby. That's just my guess. Maybe you should have tried to work things out. It's like there's people who I can't stand, but I learned a long time ago, one of those idioms that says, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. If you have someone who is in any way supporting you, like even my clients, some of my clients I fucking hate, but they pay. So I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Some of them pay, some of them tip, some of them pay very well. So my thing is, for your own peace of mind, for your own so that you don't have to give up everything that you've accumulated over the last whatever years of your life. Maybe you should just try to work things out. But then, oh, no, no, no. I'm a queen. I don't got to do that. I'm a queen. I can do bad all by myself. That's what they say. Tyler Perry and his movies, that's what they say. So, I mean, you can't tell them anything. My thing is, don't argue with them. Just do better than them. Just defeat them. That's it. It's like, don't argue. There's no point in arguing with them because they're not listening anyway. So anyway, new passport bros hashtag causes outrage amongst American women of color. Okay, so it says a trending hashtag on the internet has a growing group of users frustrated and flabbergasted about the role race plays in dating for American women of color. Passport Bros began as a way for black men to advise other black men where they could find traditional women in other countries. A simple search of Passport Bros on any social media platform will show hundreds of men describing their experiences with the opposite sex in other countries compared to those in the United States. I'm not going to watch the videos, but you might recognize some of these videos. Like I recognize her, I think, and I don't know this guy. But anyway, according to a report in Travel Noir, which is recent, black people have suffered through so many forms of prejudice in the United States that we've sought other countries to feel like human beings. The Passport Bros movement could be seen as an annex to the same inner peace and happiness concept. A group of black men who don't feel needed and admired by black women looking for love overseas. They travel to different destinations worldwide and find happiness with a partner of the opposite sex. I've always taught you never to right away accept somebody's premise. You should always challenge the premise. It says a group of black men who don't feel needed and admired by black women looking for love overseas. What it doesn't say, and what would make it more of a loaded comment, how about a group of black men who've decided that they don't want to risk their accumulated assets on an American court system that if they get married could divide their assets in half for someone who does not deserve to take half their assets? How about that? How about a group of black men who has decided that they're disgusted with fake hair, raptor claws, nose rings that have horrible boogers, mucus, and snot dripping down the rings, and women, for whatever reason, think this is cute. And their nose is looking disgusting like a bull. It's an oxbow ring through their nose, like their tribal leader on Black Panther 3. It's like, how about that? Like maybe the guys want, I don't know, real hair, long real hair. Maybe they want, I don't know, no makeup. Maybe they want no raptor claws. Why does the premise have to be that they've been rejected? This doesn't necessarily have to be that they feel unneeded and unadmired. No, what if they're just absolutely disgusted with what they have to choose for here? That's how I would phrase it. Okay, so I'm going to read this again. A group of black men who are disgusted with what they have to choose from in America have decided to look for love overseas. You see, that's how you reword a premise. You see, that was easy, right? Okay, they travel to different destinations worldwide and find happiness with a partner of the opposite sex. There you go. You see, that was easy, right? Okay. But some black women in America are not happy with the trending hashtag. On TikTok, several women, I think it's actually more like several dozen, have rebuffed claims that traveling outside is the best way to find women. My question there is, how do you know? You're not a man. You have no idea what these foreign women are like. You're not a man experiencing these foreign women. So how would you know? Passport Bros wait, let me read it like a queen. I'm a queen. Passport Bros are weak black men that don't know how to court strong black women, one user said. Okay, that's a queen for you. Here's a queen. We got a queen right here. Let me see. What's the queen saying? Let's see the queen. No. I don't want to go to TikTok. No. Let's see the queen.
This comment says slavery was a long, long time ago. And I've been waiting for this.
Let's take a ride. For it too.
You would think that since slavery was such a long, long time ago that each one of these squares would represent, 10.
All right, you know what? I don't even want to deal with this right now.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me just go back because I can't do this right now. I'll edit in a video clip or something. All right. So anyway, others said the hashtag was way more of a way to... Others said the hashtag was way more of a way to fornicate with foreign women rather than settle down with them. Now, never mind the fact that I keep showing you married men that, we Passport Bros have a channel that's run by Pablo Frescobar, which is called Passport Bro Receipts. And we're showing like married black men. Okay, Passport Bro's true intentions aren't... No, wait, I gotta read it like a queen. Passport Bro true intentions are to have sex with foreign women and they're not searching for love. Okay? And another woman believes that the Passport Bros trend is a subconscious way that black men emulate their white masters. Yeah, we remember that stupid-ass video. We remember that. Who have been notoriously known for colonizing. You're a colonizer. And going to third world countries to find submissive wives. Meanwhile, some women in foreign countries support the controversial hashtag, stating that some women in the Western world don't know how to treat their men. So we remember this chick right here. I put her on one of the videos, and she said Passport Bros should refer to themselves as Passport Kings. I believe she was a Filipina. That's the Filipina flag right there. And of course, you've got this, look at the nose ring. As soon as you see the nose ring, you already know what you're in for.
Are not being treated like a king. And why settle for someone who don't want to treat
ring.
You like a king?
Boogers
you can go to the
snot.
Philippines and be treated like one. And that is why people, not just my
and look
black
at the hair.
king.
The hair is Kool-Aid grape.
Men
not real.
Unwanted
it's held on by the hat.
There's
Scotch tape in the hat holding the hair on.
And then they say,
because that hair is frizzled and frazzled.
You can have our
purchased
leftovers.
from an import store that imports hair
we
from
Filipinas
Bangladesh.
Love leftover. Leftovers are the best. You know why? They can at least compare us. Whoa, you guys are way
Silverine,
better
apparently.
than my ex. Or my ex-wife, per se. So guys, especially to the future kings of the Philippines, what are you waiting for? Look for your queens now. Because I can guarantee you, once you find your Filipina queen, you will automatically become a king.
Okay, I'm not even going to wait around to see what Silverine has to say because I honestly don't care. So next, some say American women lack femininity. And when these men get to these countries, they treat them like men should be treated. One user believes this. They proudly speak on their traditional values and beliefs, even if they aren't from countries such as the United States and the United Kingdom. There are, however, a burgeoning group of black men who have spoken out against Passport Bros. These are simps and losers and cucks, the weakest of the weak. So I'm not going to read any of that. Stating that the men who support the hashtag, you ain't got no game. You ain't got no game. Yeah, well, your game is playing polyandry with your baby mama who's out sleeping with your best friend Ray Ray or your other friend Pookie. So between Pookie and Ray Ray, you're being cheated on. And she's forcing you to accept it. Because if you raise your voice against her and her cheating ways, you're going to end up getting put out of your apartment and probably in cuffs because you're a cuck and she's having the time of her life while your baby is in the house and she's doing her thing with Pookie or Ray Ray in the next room. Maybe it's Pookie and Ray Ray at the same time. You want to talk about game? Let me tell you something. There's a lot of these loser, quote unquote, dating coaches. I call them dating roaches who are on YouTube talking up polyandrous relationships, talking about how they're in an quote unquote open relationship. No, loser, you're a cuck and you're being used. And she's using someone else when she's not using you. That's the reality. Any of these dating roaches that you hear talking about these open relationships, you know who you are because I know who I'm thinking about. You're losers. And it's funny because some of you have been caught out in the street with these heavy-set, body-positive women. You know who you are. And you're busy talking up these open relationships and this, that, and the other and eating booty and all this. Yeah, okay. dating roaches. You know what? Let me get me some Raid. Hold on. Let me get some Raid for the dating roaches. Hold on. Yeah, I got to get Raid for those dating roaches. Anyway, passport bros are a group of liars now, looking to sexually exploit different countries because they were never accepted in social circles where they're from. The passport roach haters, these dating roaches, these guys are angry because their YouTubes have no traction. They can't get people to listen to them. So this is what they do. They take photos of them standing in front of male assemblies, acting as if they're apex alpha males and this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, their relationships are a joke, and they are basically being cuckheld by women who are using them in a polyandrous relationship. They want to pretend that this was their idea by calling it an open relationship. Meanwhile, they are being used. And some of them are being used in ways which you couldn't even imagine, and they will never tell those stories. But what they need you to do is buy their book. What they need you to do is send them super chats. They're bumming for cash apps every night. Lamers. Dating roaches. Lamers. That's what you're dealing with. Okay. Where are we? Is that it? Oh, shit. I guess that's it. These people suck as journalists. I remember in the good old days, a journalist could turn up. Like, if you had me write this, I could write so much more. But these people are terrible journalists. They really are. They're terrible. So that's just the story right there. And that's where I'm going to pretty much leave it for now, because there's going to be more. It's like the one thing about this passport bro movement is it's gathering up energy like a hurricane. When a hurricane passes over warm water, it gathers up a whole lot of energy and it becomes an even bigger, stronger storm. Understand, and this is where I'll leave this because I basically say this over and over. First of all, these women are unstable. They're facing rent problems. They're facing mortgage problems because they went out and bought houses by themselves. Because I know you want me to sing it. I'm trying to hold off. I know what you want. I'm trying not to do it. But they are facing rent instability, mortgage instability, all of those cars that they went out to buy, that they were flexing, them BMW X3s, them Jaguar F-Paces, them, what are those things? Them Range Rover Evoques, them cheap-ass Range Rovers, $40,000 that are nothing more than Ford SUVs that are sold under a different name. They expected you to pay for all this. They expected that when they went out and got their master's degree or their PhD, they expected you to pay for this. They thought that after they finished college, that you were going to wife them up, and they're old now. They thought you were going to wife them up. They thought you were going to pay for this. They thought that your resources were going to be called on to pay for their debauchery. They thought that all that time they wasted, they thought you were going to pay for it. They thought you would be their plan B. When they made themselves into sloppy seconds and they had these children out of wedlock and whatnot, oh yeah, well, if a real man would man up to another man's children, a real man could take care of another man's children. A real man goes out and buys McDonald's for the whole family, not just his kid. Does that sound familiar? A real man can accept another man's children. Does that sound familiar? A real man doesn't get insecure when I'm around my baby daddy. Does that sound familiar? I hope it does, because it does sound familiar. Doesn't that sound familiar? A real man doesn't run away from another man's responsibilities. Being a stepdaddy is like financing another man's orgasm, no matter how you slice it. I will never change my viewpoint there. You can accept it, you cannot accept it. It really doesn't matter. But that's what it is. Now, there's some men out there who have gotten vasectomies. They have no intentions of having children of their own. There's some men out there, for whatever reason, have that mindset. You are free to do whatever you want. If you want to be Brad Pitt and you want to be stepdaddy to hundreds of tribal kids, listen, your money, your rules, you do whatever you want. But I'm never going to change my outlook on that. I'm never going to change my outlook. So if that's what you want, that's what you get. That's what you get. Fine. So when them kids come up and you try to discipline them one day and they say, oh, you ain't my father, you can't tell me what to do. Okay. I just want you to remember what I said. So that's just that. So that's just only one aspect, because see, what we're dealing with here is we're dealing with various levels of mental illness. That's what we're dealing with. Now, as far as passport bros and these allegations that passport bros are just looking for booty in other countries, I always focus on marriage. I always focus on the men going overseas getting married. Always. There's a simple reason for that. Especially now that I'm seeing what the liberal attacks and agenda is doing to certain YouTubers, i.e. like Andrew Tate, they've taken away his cars and this, that, and other. See, the thing about it is, as long as you do everything legally and you do it within the laws and everything, nobody can do anything to you. Nobody can say anything to you. The problem comes when you step outside of the law or you deal in things that are frowned upon by certain laws in certain places, right? And that's not to say that anybody's guilty before being proven guilty. No. What I'm saying is it's best to focus on marriage, especially legal marriage. That's basically, you can't go wrong with that. So that's just a reality. But these people are miserable. Misery loves company, and they don't want you leaving the plantation. You got to remember, back in the slave days, there was some slaves that tried to sneak away, and the other slaves would try to stop them from leaving. Because, number one, if Massa woke up and didn't see all the slaves there on that plantation, Massa might, retaliate against who's left in order to make examples, because one of the people escaped. Also, they keep on bringing up all these goddamn Matrix allegories. You remember that part when Neo is walking with Morpheus and he's like, yeah, you got to remember that there are some people who are so hopelessly entangled in the Matrix that they will fight to protect it. Well, that's what you're dealing with. What do I mean by the Matrix? What I mean is a child support industry in the court system that would absolutely collapse when people stop having children. What I mean is that you've got public schools that might have to shutter their doors because there's no new children coming in because you're not having children. So what will they do? They'll have to replace you. They got to get illegals to come in and replace you by numbers alone. They don't care how smart these people are. They know that they're going to have big families, so the health of the state is live birth. So they're not worried about that. What I'm talking about is a bunch of women who right now are looking at these bills and saying, I can't do it. Lord, I can't do it. Lord, help me. I can't do it. I don't think I can make it, Lord. Lord, where am I going to get $5,000? I don't have it. What I'm saying is a lot of them who thought that you were their plan B, who thought you were going to be there to pay for it, they don't want you leaving the plantation. They rely on you staying on the plantation. You leaving the plantation probably throws a big wrench in their plans. They expected you to donate your DNA and semen to the local sperm bank. Now, why any high-earning, highly intelligent black male would be donating semen to a sperm bank, I have no idea. But they expected you to do it. They expected you to stay behind and leave behind your financial, your genetic, and your cultural diversity. They expected you to keep that here for them. But we didn't decide to do that. We decided to get our passport, and we decided to go to greener pastures. Now, they will tell you constantly that the other pastures aren't greener. You will see for yourself that they are. You will see for yourself that those people stuck in the Matrix, well, they're living a false reality held afloat by low interest rates and credit cards, which, by the way, have recently been raised by Jerome Powell, which is why now you see everything falling apart. They can't so easily grab that credit card no more. Every time they grab that credit card now, they got to think twice about it because the cost is so much higher. They can't run out and release. How many people do you know leased a car, had to turn that car back in, and couldn't afford to release because the interest rates were so much higher? A lot of these women rolling around these BMWs. Oh, yeah, I got a great deal. Yeah. I've seen a number of them losing those cars. They're being repoed right now. You've been hearing about it. but they don't put a face on that. They want to put a face on student loans. They want to put a face, oh, how can you help these women this Christmas from losing their homes? It's like they don't want to put a face on the fact that they bought shit that they never should have had in the first place and now they're losing it. They don't want to put a face on that. So, bottom line is, get your passports, man. Get your goddamn passports. That's all you got. That's the first step. You know how they used to have that 12-step program? That's the first step. That's the first step. Get your passports. Get your passports. So now, in order to end this video, I know what you want from me. I know what you want. And I personally believe in giving people what they want. I know what you want. Yeah, I know you're waiting for it. You were waiting for me to fly into a tizzy and start singing. I know what you want. I know exactly what you want. So, I just have to mentally prepare myself. I work better extemporaneously. So, it's a little bit hard, but, all right. So basically, yeah, that's all I had to say. That's all I had to say. So basically, all I can say again is get your passports so that this way you don't have to be with somebody who doesn't appreciate you, who believes that they themselves are an independent woman. All the ladies in Mercedes, throw your hands up in the air. All the ladies get money, throw your hands up in the air. Charlie, how your angels get down like that? Tell me how your angels get down like that. Tell me how your angels get down like that. The shoes on my feet, I bought them. The ring in my hand, I bought it. The food in my fridge, I bought it. All depends on me, I bought it. All the ladies in the ladies, throw your hands up in the air. All the ladies get money, throw your hands up in the air. Tell me how your angels get down like that. Tell me how your angels get down like that.
Right? However, you do have a lot of the men right here at home in America traveling overseas to find wives, right? So not only do you have the men that are overseas, staying overseas to build families, to get married, to find love, but then you have other men from different countries going to different places outside of the U.S. to find what they're looking for in a woman. What does that say, you guys?
I love you, black man.
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 If you are a single man with no children and you are earning $75,000 or more, you are now platinum. Shout out to platinum. If you're making 6 figures or more, you are now diamond level. If you're making $55,000 to $60,000, you are gold. You are far more valuable than you have ever been. And here's the trick. You guys don't know how valuable you are. And that is why so many of my critics and detractors are angry at me, because I am waking men up to their true value. That's why they want me shut up. That's why they want me off this. They don't, because of the impact it's having upon right-thinking men and right-thinking women. It is making it more and more, it's making it less and less possible for men to get bad deals. That's why every day I walk out in this world, I get love from men. Every single day. Shout out to the two young dudes. Hadn't even hit puberty yet. No offense, but y'all still look young to me. They could barely get the words out. Those dudes had to be 14, 15. Those men are going to have a different outcome because they're not going to accept bad deals.
To be continued.